Hello friends. So on Tuesday I touched upon a subject that was about recomposition, and I am still learning, but I used to believe that you could lose weight and at the same time gain muscle. Now, what I have been learning in the process of continuing to lose the last 20 pounds is that might not be possible. It might have to be a two-section thing. You lose weight, you have to gain a little weight, and then you have to lose fat. So I have seen a couple of influencers that have touched upon this, but I also have seen influencers on the opposite spectrum. So who do we listen to? I guess there's really no right answer in terms of what speaks to people. However, what does the literature say? If there's a best practice guideline? What is the studies? The problem here is that there's studies that do assert that you cannot build muscle and at the same time lose weight. There's other ones that are saying, well, yeah, it is kind of possible. So before I give you my opinion, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jessica, and I engage in conversations about weight loss, weight-related disease education, and how to achieve weight loss in an affordable way that honors our way of living. So I think that while I used to believe that it was possible to do this, the first premise, which is lose weight and build muscle at the same time, I do not believe that that's the case anymore, for the sole reason that I'm seeing papers. Now, mind you, I'm still learning, and a lot of it is going up it's going way above my head. So if you can bear with me. So I think when you are on the higher end of the spectrum, when it comes to you being you have more weight in your body, I think it is possible for you to lose weight and sort of preserve your muscle. But if you want to grow it, you have to increase your protein, and there has to be an amount, I think, of caloric deficit, but it's harder to do it with a calorie deficit. I think that where it comes to you building muscles, and I think it depends on the age as well, and this is where it's very confusing. So if you are if you're for example pretty young, you can definitely increase your protein to 100 calories more, or your macros being what do they say, 1 gram per kilogram. Don't quote me on this. So if you are, your main macro is protein, and then you are on a slight calorie deficit, you definitely can bulk up, and then once you reach a certain weight, you start decreasing that weight and continuing with, of course, exercise and weightlifting. You can actually reduce fat, and then you will be leaner, and you will have a lot of muscle. Now, do I have examples of this? No, not from my personal experience, because I was my main goal at the beginning, or the first 100 pounds, has been to actually just lose weight. But as I transition closer to my goal, it's turning out that there is a ceiling, because the fact that the amount of muscle that you're preserving, how is that viable when you are not really paying attention, which I wasn't paying attention to the protein and also paying attention to your calorie deficit. You're just doing calorie deficit. So what I have noticed, because I've been recording in the last little bit since I came back from Lima, it's the fact that I have of course been on a surplus for the sole reason that I needed that break. I go through periods that I really need a break from losing weight, and I have gained. One of the curious things though, that was not intentional, and because it wasn't intentional, I actually developed a different type of body type, if I may. So my chest was not as big. My waist continued to be 33, 34, but my hips, so my glutes, I grew an inch in my glutes, which was actually the desired. I never thought that I could do that. So what I did, so I came in around 170 pounds from Lima, and then after Lima I started eating a little bit more, but then I went on a surplus and I did gain up to so I was 178. I'm 176 now, but so if you can bear with me here. So I was 178, and all I noticed was that my hips were 2 inches bigger. Now the next time I measured myself, I was actually 1 inch. That's why I said 1 inch, because I went down a little to 176. So that 6 pounds different, or that 8 pounds different, did make a difference in terms of my muscle, or rather my measurements, where I did want to have a little extra in my gluteus, and I did get it. Now, is that happenstance? I think so, because I don't think you cannot target train. There's no way. That's just happenstance. That I gained fat, or rather maybe and muscle, in a place that was unintentional, but different from the other times that I've gained weight. Does that make sense? Because I continued to do weights. I rotate, I do arms, legs, glutes, abs, right? So what does that mean? I think that in essence, I think that you can, have this curve where you can gain a certain amount of weight and actually change the distribution or increase your muscle, given if you have protein, or because your protein has increased. And that could be shakes that I do buy some, or chicken and things like that you can find, whatever suits your lifestyle, because that's another thing, right? What are we doing this if not always observing lifestyle? So I hope you enjoyed this discussion about whether body recomp can happen during weight loss or not. Again, what I think is, I am leaning towards you need to actually bulk up a little bit in order for you to gain muscle and increase your protein, and then after you have achieved a certain you have gained a little weight, you can just lean up or calorie restrict for a couple months and you will see results. I think that that's where I'm leaning towards right now to end, but I will definitely be discussing that. Now, I don't obviously suggest it while you're trying to lose weight, so I think this is a different conversation to do with people that are actually closer to their goal. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you health and happiness.